In the heart of the kingdom, within the walls of the grand castle, stood the throne. The throne was said to hold the power of the ancient kings, who had ruled with wisdom and justice. Its wooden frame was adorned with intricate carvings of dragons, lions, and other mythical creatures. For generations, the throne had been passed down from king to king, each one adding their own chapter to the kingdom's history. But as the years went by, the throne began to lose its luster. The carvings faded, the wood cracked, and the cushion lost its plush. The current king, Arin, had ruled for nearly 2 decades. He was a just and fair ruler, loved by his people. But as he grew older, he began to feel the weight of his responsibilities. The throne, once a symbol of his power, now felt like a burden. One day, a young apprentice named Era arrived at the castle. She was a skilled woodworker, sent by the kingdom's guild to restore the throne to its former glory. Era worked tirelessly, using her skills to repair the damaged wood, recarve the faded creatures, and reupholster the cushion. As she worked, Era began to notice strange occurrences around the throne. Tools would go missing, only to reappear in strange places. The air around the throne seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly energy, and Era started to feel an intense connection to the throne, as if it was calling to her. When the restoration was complete, the throne looked more magnificent than ever. The carvings shone with a newfound brilliance, the wood glowed with a warm golden light, and the cushion felt plush and inviting. King Arin was overjoyed with the result. He thanked Era for her hard work and asked her to stay in the castle as his guest. But as Era sat on the throne, feeling its energy course through her veins, she knew that her journey was far from over. The throne, it seemed, had chosen her, and Era, with her newfound connection to the throne's power, was ready to claim her rightful place upon it.
Ira is ready to take my place on the throne of the ancients, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.
As Era sat on the throne, she felt a surge of energy and a sense of purpose she had never felt before. It was as if the throne was awakening a part of her that had been dormant for years. King Arin, who had been watching Era with a curious expression, stepped forward. "Era, I think it's time I told you a secret," he said, his voice low and mysterious. "The throne you restored is not just any throne. It's the throne of the ancients, a seat of power that has been passed down through generations of kings and queens." Ira's eyes widened as she listened to the king's words. She had heard stories of the throne of the ancients, but she had never thought she would be the one to restore it. "The throne is said to hold the power of the ancient ones," King Arin continued. "It's a power that can be used for good or evil, and it's up to the one who sits on the throne to decide how it will be used." Era felt a shiver run down her spine as she listened to the king's words. She knew that she had been chosen for a greater purpose, and she was ready to accept the challenge. "I'm ready, Your Majesty," King Arin smiled, her voice
his
firm
eyes
and
shining
resonant
I'm
with
ready
pride.
to take my
"I knew
place
you
on
were
the
the one,
throne
Era,"
and use
he
its
said.
power to
"You
bring
have the heart of a
prosperity
true
and
leader,
peace to our
and I have
kingdom."
no doubt that you will use the power of the throne wisely." And with that, Era took her place on the throne of the ancients, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. But little did Era know, a dark force was stirring in the shadows, threatening to destroy everything she held dear, a force that would stop at nothing to claim the throne and its power for itself. As Era sat on the throne, she felt a surge of energy and a sense of purpose. She knew that she had been chosen for a greater purpose, and she was ready to accept the challenge. But as she looked around the throne room, she noticed a figure standing in the shadows. The figure was tall and gaunt, with eyes that glowed like embers. "Who are you?" Era asked, her voice firm and commanding. The figure stepped forward, its eyes fixed on Era. "I am Malachi, the dark sorcerer," it said, its voice low and menacing, "and I have come to claim the throne and its power for myself." Era stood up, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew that she had to protect the throne and its power from falling into the wrong hands. "I won't let you have it," Era said, her voice firm and resolute. "The throne and its power are mine, and I will defend them with my life." Malachi sneered, his eyes flashing with anger. "You are no match for me, Era," he said. "I have the power of the dark arts at my command, and I will crush you like the insect you are." Era stood tall, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew that she had to be brave if she was going to defeat Malachi and save the throne. "I am not afraid of you, Malachi," Era said, her voice firm and commanding. "I have the power of the throne and the support of my people, and with that power, I will defeat you and save our kingdom." Malachi snarled, his eyes flashing with anger. "We'll see about that," he said, raising his hand to cast a spell. Era stood ready, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew that the battle ahead would be fierce, but she was determined to emerge victorious. And with that, the battle between Era and Malachi began. The fate of the kingdom hung in the balance, and only time would tell who would emerge victorious. As the darkness dissipated, Era stood tall, her eyes blazing with a newfound power. Malachi, the dark sorcerer, lay defeated at her feet. "The throne's power is not for the taking," Era declared, her voice echoing through the land. "It's for the protecting." With Malachi's defeat, the kingdom was finally at peace. Era, now a legendary warrior, ruled with wisdom and justice. The people prospered, and the land flourished. And so, the story of Era and Malachi became a cautionary tale, told for generations to come, reminding all of the dangers of ambition and the power of courage and determination.